creators of life. Their mind is their weapon, and they all have a story to tell. Welcome to the Rose Room, because women deserve their flowers. Tonight, we have poet and agility director, Lady Syren. Let's join the conversation.
If it looks good, I'll try it. Okay, there are things I won't eat, like pig's feet and
Oh,
chitlins and whatever
that's too
other,
black.
yeah, like
Right.
whatever other southern delicacy that came out of survival. I don't eat that stuff. But yeah, I am mindful. I still eat for health. Like I eat to feed my body, not to always feed my taste buds.
Right. And you don't do any of the supplements and stuff like
I take a
that?
vitamin. Yeah, I take vitamins. I'm big on teas. So herbal teas, I'm big on those. And if I'm feeling under the weather or something, I tend to lean into homeopathic medicine. Like if I'm taking like Theraflu or NyQuil or something, I'm down bad, like COVID in the
Okay.
midst of flu type bad.
I'm the same way. Like medicine is my last resort. Like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and put all that stuff up in me.
Yeah.
All right. So with all the training and stuff that you do, I know it's for work, but do you do events? Like after you train the people, you're a gymnastics coach. Do the girls go out and
Yeah, so we don't do competition because at the age group that I'm pretty much teaching,
which is
um, the age groups can go all the way up to 13, but those normally for birthday parties.
right.
I work in schools, so I'm in preschools and elementary schools. I don't work in any high schools, at least not right now or anything like that. But so we're not a competitive modality at my particular organization, National Kids Gym. So it's about the fun. It's still skill focused and things, but it's more so about the fun. But I do birthday parties and stuff like that. Now I am also a pole instructor. So, whatever I'm doing, I'm putting the fun in your fitness, whether I'm doing gymnastics with kids or whether I'm doing pole and chair dance with adults. You know what I mean? And then I do all kinds of different stuff
I did see
with
you
that.
on a chair, like upside down. Like I thought it was just for fun. I didn't know that was part of like what you do.
Yes, no, I'm a little instructor, so I do that every week. Yeah, so upside down, swimming, whatever like way people want to describe what I do.
And you do fitness training as well. I guess that's your bread and butter because I assume people pay for that.
No, I don't do. I don't do personal training anymore for real. Just because like since the pandemic or whatever, like I ain't. First of all, I don't even like going in gyms for real. Like
I'm
when
the
I
same
work
way.
out,
Yeah.
it's all like body weight exercise and stuff. You're not gonna see me like bench pressing.
Because you're
like
going to
that.
get big and bulky that way, right?
No, that's false. I
That's
was
a
about to
myth?
say you got to work for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so your jobs, you have fun jobs. And I know you say you put the fun into your
fitness.
jobs, into fitness. So how do you keep that motivation when that fun isn't there and it's just a job? I just got to go to work.
You know what? I was just talking about this. Honestly, even on days when I'm drained and I really don't feel like going to work, by the time I'm done teaching, my whole energy has shifted. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I know I do truly love what I do. Because even when I come in drained, I don't ever really leave feeling the same way.
It's like you have a high. It's like how I feel after I perform. Like I might be tired at first and stressing out because maybe it's something I'm putting together or even nervous, but afterwards I'm like, yeah, I can go back out there again.
Yeah, because it's an energetic exchange. Like when you're exchanging that energy, like it's never destroyed. It's just
It just
you just move.
transfers.
Yes, exactly. So when you're around a bunch of kids, like even if you're having like a bad or a sad day or something, I can see a bunch of little kids running around smiling and stuff.
right.
You know what I mean? Now, obviously, if I come in and I'm a little tired or more drained, when they are not listening, I have to do a little breath work
Right.
where I'm breathing, so I'm making sure like I'm
little
still
woosah.
a little woosah, a lot of woosah.
Right.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm like I know like my patience is tinkering on the edge, so I got to be real mindful about that. But it's like you kind of got to flip that switch because work is work, life is life. I try not to conflate the two.
Right, right. And who are some of the people you learn from as far as your dance and the fitness? Or who inspired you?
Like I don't have any famous, well-known
Well, no.
poet dancers or any like poet.
Yeah, we ain't
poet
talking
dancers.
famous. Just who inspired you?
Honestly, I was self-taught for a while. Like I took my first class like way back when we ain't got to talk about it. I am as old as I am.
Yeah, you 21. You got it.
If only. But from there, like I would go into class here and there. But when I got like my own equipment, like I would just I would go to YouTube University. I learned a lot through
Same
YouTube.
here.
And then obviously when Instagram came about, that became a thing. Being able to see other polars doing what I do. And then I take other instructors' classes. Like sometimes they'll come to my class too or whatever. So honestly, just real people. I get motivated by my students, especially after I've been like working with them for a while. And I see how their bodies change. I see how strong they've gotten. Sometimes I got to remind them, like, yo, we did something similar. Like, why you scared? Like, you could definitely do this. So that, and as far as like gymnastics, I used to own my own gymnastics and dance facility. So I was a franchise owner of the Little Gym.
Right.
So I had to go through a whole training program with them. So I was flying back and forth to Scottsdale, Arizona for all of that. So that just naturally like built up over time.
Right.
Yeah.
And how do you rest or recharge?
Woo, chill. Okay, so
It's gonna be good.
I don't know if it's that good. Some days when my body says we don't feel like moving, I don't move. Like I will literally lay in bed. Like if it's a Saturday and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's nothing on my calendar. Like I don't got nothing to do. Like my kid is 12. He can get up and cook himself breakfast. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I don't want to move from my bed that day, but to like eat and shower and, do other things, then I just come right back to the bed and I will lay in my bed. I listen to calming frequencies, or like even when it's time to go to sleep, just to kind of slow my mind down. I'll listen to sleep frequencies or whatever. It's like binaural beats and stuff like that. So it's like low vibrations. It might be like at a certain amount of hertz or whatever like that. It's calm the mind because my mind is always racing. If I'm not thinking about what I need to do, I'm always like a poem is always trying to formulate in there or something like that. I do some self-care stuff like, I'll treat myself to nails, pedis. I'll do massages, definitely like body work because I am like so hard on my body. I'm always moving.
So what's the body work?
Body work. So I get sports massages. So it's not like a lot of people are like, oh, do deep tissue massage, which I mean, yeah, but a sports massage requires some stretching and it has some chiropractic techniques. So like I get my back cracked, my hips, and you know what I mean. They do they make you lay heavy and they like pull your legs or whatever.
That cost a lot.
So no, I mean it costs about the same as a regular deep tissue massage. It just depends on if you want add-ons like reflexology, which is working the pressure points in the foot. If you want to do hot stones or cupping, things like that. Those are all additions.
I'm about to do all that. As soon as I find a coupon.
Listen, go on Groupon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll go to Groupon and I'll try out some different places. That's how I found the place that I really like to go to now. Was through Groupon. Because then this way, if you don't like it, you didn't pay like for the full service.
Right, of course. So which came first? Which joy came first? The movement of your body or the movement of your words?
Definitely words. I've been writing all my life. I've been doing poetry since before I knew what poetry was. Like writing, saying short stories, rhyming, whatever it was an escape. I had a tumultuous childhood. So I always found escape through words and like my own words, but also reading. I was a bookworm. I always had my face in a book. Oh my gosh, I always read. So yeah, definitely that came first.
Do you have a writing process?
My writing process is like chaotic, if I'm being honest. I could be more disciplined with my writing process. I'll think about a concept and then I'll just write down thoughts, or I'll have a line that hit and I'll start the line. And then like, I write off energy. So once that like spur of the moment is done, then I got to put it down. So I have so many unfinished poems.
Oh, I got so many unfinished songs myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My aunt told me I need to travel more, since I'm doing music. And so that's what made me ask that question. Like, can you go somewhere and get inspired by that? I know I took a trip to San Diego and I ended up making a song, with some Spanish words in it, because all the Spanish people. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So is that how
I can
you
go anywhere. I can do anything and be inspired. I've been on the airplane and you see the storm in the distance, like you see the bolts like going through the clouds or whatever. I could be on the road and see a funny sign on church, or I don't know, a McDonald's, those little signs with I forget what they called, but anyway, they can move the letters and stuff around. I can look at that. Yeah, like I can look at that and find something funny and get inspired and write something down. And I feel like my best inspiration or motivation, like energy, where oh my gosh, I want to write, comes when I'm in a car when I can't write.
Of course, or the toilet, right?
Oh my gosh. At least you're sitting stationary. Like I don't really like bring my phone in there a lot, but yeah, because I'm not in there that long. So
right.
Yeah, that's one place I've never written for real.
What's the biggest compliment you ever got from your poetry?
A referral.
A referral?
Yeah,
Oh.
I literally was just talking about this the other day as well. I was telling a dope poet, Cloud. His name is Also Cloudy on Instagram. I was speaking with him and I was like, yo, especially as a woman, the best compliment you can give me is a referral. Like you put my name in a conversation that leads to a job.
Right. Has anybody had an issue with your poetry or a line you said?
Yes, but do I care? No.
Well, I know you don't care.
Yeah, like I don't care. Like you get comments and stuff like on social media or whatever, especially because a lot of what I do is women's empowerment. So then, you get the random, I don't know, incel or the random misogynoir type dude that got something to say, but I don't really pay it no mind.
I wasn't even thinking social media because I think that's all fake anyway. I think the person that comes up to you after the show, like, hey, I really like you, but, why'd you say that? That's the person who really felt something. You know
what? No. And honestly, like, I have a shirt that says, you gonna get this poem. Like, it's an affirmation and a declaration.
Right.
Like, you gonna get this poem. Like, whatever I got to get up off my chest, like, this is what I came with today. And it's like, yeah, I don't mean to offend you. However, your problem with me is not my problem.
Right.
I mostly get compliments. I've been moved. I've been cried to. Like I've never had anybody come up to me like with an issue that I had to like de-escalate anything at a show.
So you have different types of poems. If once somebody sees this, they're gonna say, I want to go check that person out. What's the first poem they should go to? Like I know everybody say start at my last one. I do that too.
I wouldn't even say that because honestly, it depends on what you like. Like I feel like as artists, we have our favorites, but then the audience, their favorites is something totally different.
Oh, it's always gonna be like
yeah,
that.
like it is never. We're never on the same page because I feel like we know the process and the labor and the emotional labor that goes into flushing out a poem, but for the audience, they just get to receive in their own interpretation. So, you build up a different kind of connection to it. But if I was just to say in general, and I didn't want it to be like, oh, like something that was just too like, oh, like women's empowerment or too like, I don't know, PSA. I would say one of my most recent poems, Crushed Seeds Still Grow, because it talks a little bit about me and my childhood. So, yeah.
Well, back to the stage, what would the perfect show be for you?
As close to perfect as I could get might be, I think I like more intimate audiences. I feel like the feedback is a little, I don't want to say natural, but I don't know. I feel like you get, it comes off a little more authentic. Whereas if you have 300 people in the room and like, they're not like a poetry crowd, that sometimes if they're mostly quiet, then everybody will take the cues from the quietness. Whereas when you have a poetry crowd that's used to like interacting and, you know, cheering, things like that, then you can get like feedback in real time where you can hear their reactions. And I feel like for me, a lot of what I do, a lot of people sit and they listen. And that's something I had to get over a long time ago. I was like, why everybody quiet? Like, y'all wasn't feeling the poem. And then you get the outpouring of love, like after, when everybody's coming up to you or people want to buy your book and things like that. And that becomes the affirmation.
So where does your confidence come from? Because I read somewhere that you said confidence wasn't lovingly bestowed upon you, you know, when you were coming up. So where did the confidence come from?
Because nobody gave it to me. I had to get it for myself.
But
Like,
how?
a lot of learning, a lot of unlearning. And honestly, you get tired of being at the whim of somebody else's emotions, at the whim of somebody else's yes or good job or whatever it is. When you're not given that as a kid, you got to come into your own. I think another part of like being able to build my confidence was I'm the eldest of 7 children. There's 8 of us, so I'm the eldest. So there's 7 of them, and you know, being able to have to talk to my younger siblings, becoming a mother. Obviously, because now it's like I have to teach my kid all the things nobody ever taught me on how to build my confidence. And then like God, like my spirituality is embedded in me. I was raised like Christian Baptist or whatever, so we stayed in church all day, all week. It was just a thing.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So, but really stepping away from religion, I think that took more confidence than stepping on stage.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like my spirituality is strong and intact, but I left religion a long time ago. So honestly, just life and experience and having no choice but to go at it alone. You build it up over time because you realize, okay, this may have been anxiety inducing, or I may have been flat out scared, but look at where I'm at now. Like, look at how far I come. Like, how do you not build up confidence as to realizing I was scared to do it alone, and look how successful I was at it.
Right. And speaking of confidence, back to your like training and your gymnastics coach and all of that stuff. How do you instill confidence in other people? And you do it for children too.
Yeah.
So is there a difference in how you do it with adults and children?
I mean, yes, the modality is a little different because when I'm teaching kids and we got gymnastics, we got like all the mats and, you know, like we call it a cheese mat. It's like a wedge mat or whatever. Like everything is soft. So if they fall down, it's cushioned. If they, you know, lose their grip on like the junior swing bar, we call it a monkey bar, but they lose their grip on a bar, like they're falling down, they're on the mat. So it's a soft landing.
Right.
So when you realize they taking those chances and then they are able to fail in a safe environment, that boosts their confidence because, oh, like I was scared to do this. And yes, I didn't do it correctly or I didn't land the skill, but I also didn't hurt myself. It wasn't as scary or the fall wasn't as far as I thought. It's the same thing with your students, like my older like adults, because we have mats that go around the pole if they're trying something like really hard, if they're trying something higher level. Also I spot my students if they need it, like when we're going upside down in a chair and things like that. And it's a lot of counterbalancing. It's a lot of core work. And these are things you have to condition the body for. So I spot them so they can try these things in safe ways. And no matter how hard the skill is, I try to break it down in 2 to 3 ways. So there's like super easy, and then there's like your medium, and then there's your advanced.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't mean to go back to that, but back to the poetry. Crowned in Melanin, your book, A Love Letter to Blackness.
Yeah.
Let me ask this. Why do you think blackness deserves a love letter? Not in general, but from you specifically.
Ooh, from me specifically. Yeah. I think it deserves a love letter from me specifically because my blackness was questioned so much as a kid.
Why was that?
So I don't, you'd have to ask the kids. They used to tease me. I don't know. But they used to call me white girl. My hair was really long or whatever. Like I had like the longest hair in class. I don't know. It was a thing, like to be a black girl and have really long hair. And I didn't get that shit then. I don't get that shit now. But I get it. If you've always had it, whatever. So, you know, I got teased a lot. Even like my family members, like I grew up, like a lot of my family, like my mother is like, I used to say she was white. I wasn't meaning white as in ethnicity. I was just saying the color of her skin is white. Right. I'm like, my mother is white, not white. Like we're black, but my mother is white. I'm like, she got the freckles and everything, right. Super light skin. You know, she's what they call a red bone, which I didn't know that word back then, you know. So because my blackness was questioned and made fun of so much, and it's just like, yo, like my black is beautiful too. Like the way I show up in my melanin is beautiful too.
Black girl magic, y'all.
So yes, black girl magic. You know what I mean? But I grew up around so many like dark complected women. Like in my family, a lot of my family is brown or really chocolate skin. And I thought they were like some of the most beautiful women I had ever seen. You know what I mean? And to obviously as we got older and hear about some of the things that my cousins went through of being teased for their dark skin or being called horrible names and things like that, you know, it's just like colorism runs so deeply in our community.
It does.
And it's just like, at what point do you stop that crap? Like, why are we perpetuating a cycle?
Oh, we'll get to some stuff. The word woke, what does that mean to you?
Oh, Lord. Woke means you're not asleep. Like, I'm sorry. We're going to keep it real basic. I'm not about to go through no Orwellian, like, or super thoroughism of explaining what woke is. Woke means you're not asleep. And the system wants you to be asleep or flat out dead. So, you know, being woke means you know what's happening. You are present. You are cognizant of the things that are going on. Woke.
There you go. That's what I like to hear. Where are your people from? I know you're from Philly. Did you do any deeper diving into that?
No, I have not. Obviously, my sperm donor is out there somewhere. We found that side of the family many times, but him in particular, he never wanted to like reconnect with me or whatever. That whole guilt thing, you know, it's like, you haven't seen this kid since she was 2. Like, what do you have to say to her? But as far as that, I know like I had a lot of family like down south or whatever. But as far as like tracing my roots and did I come from a tribe in Africa or anything like that? I have a thing about doing those DNA, or 23andMe, all that stuff. Much to give them my DNA.
Yeah, look at my next question. Do you have white friends? it's right here.
I have friends of all ethnicities.
How are you with the jokes? Do they have are y'all able to joke, like black jokes, white jokes?
Well, I was about to say, I don't think at this point in time, I don't have any that are in my immediate circle that for some reasons, very clear-cut reasons, was changed last year. So, you know, I do have people that I'm connected to, I'm still associated with, and you know what I mean? Hey, we can go out and grab a drink or something. But outside of that, except my cousin, I do claim her, my white chocolate cousin. Yeah, I was about to say, she's not really white. She just looked that way.
But with your white associates, we'll call them, you know, let's say something happens. Do you expect them to show up, you know, unarmed shooting a black man by police? Or do you just expect them to just continue being your friend and being good to you?
There are people that, so there's allyship, the people that put the little black square in their Instagram or on the blackout day, or they repost, you know what I mean? You know, thank you. But then there's co-conspirators, the people that are on the front lines of the protests, the ones that are standing in front of the black people that, you know, the cops are trying to pepper spray and things like that. Those are 2 different kinds of people. Okay. Right. So while the white people associated with my family, they are co-conspirators.
Right.
Those are the people that I want. Everybody else, it doesn't really matter.
See, I like having conversations with you because it's like you reading this stuff right here. Yeah. So my life became much better when I accepted the fact that everything that happened to me in my life was my fault, even if it wasn't. So what I want to ask you is, at what point is black people's position in this country our fault?
That is a loaded question. As someone who understands the nuance of, hey, this technically isn't my fault. I didn't make someone do or say or be horrible to me. But perhaps I gave them a chance. I gave them an opening. I put energy in a space. You know what I mean? I didn't check something that was said at the beginning. You know what I mean? To the point where somebody has this comfort level where they're comfortable enough to disrespect me. Okay, what did I do? What did they misread? But as far as like black people in this country, to an extent, as far as like, okay, if you literally just are out here not trying and you expect everything to be handed to you, and I feel like we are very much living in a time where people are like, they expect it to be handed to them. It's such a double-edged sword, because it's a mentality thing. Like the chains are still shackled here, but also you have to understand that there is a very well designed, very much intact, very much efficient system to work against us. People like, the system is broken, the system not working. The system has never been more efficient, especially with this particular administration. You see all the things that have been rolling back, all of the points of history that are being erased, all of the historical buildings, titles, all of these things that are literally being bulldozed and painted over with this man's name who's literally done nothing for this country. You know what I mean? So the system has never been more efficient. You have to understand that there is a much bigger and much deeper picture, and it is designed against you. However, if you just resolve to be at the mercy of the system without trying to change it, without trying to overcome it, without trying to better yourself, to find loopholes, and for those people who have like a modicum of success, that you don't reach back to teach and grow and pull up the next man, then, you know, because most people be like, oh, I made it out, and then it just stop it there. It just stops there.
Yeah, black fakers. That was next.
Oh, wait, what?
Told you, yo, we locked in now.
Oh my goodness. Wow, this is so interesting. I've never had this happen before.
So what's the first thing you look at or you look for when somebody says they're for the movement, they're for the culture? Like what are some things you're looking for to see from them?
I think the first thing, what is the evidence of that? Like, what does that mean to be of the culture? Like, you can be of the culture, but are you really for the culture?
Well,
are you building?
Well, say it's nothing to that point. They just decided, you know, that they're gonna be for the culture. You know, where should they be headed?
You know, so it's like somebody who'd be like, oh, I'm doing this for the culture. Like, you know, so many poets just up and decide they want to run open mics, right? Because it's easy money, I guess.
Okay. Oh, this new to me. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Because I'm like, I don't know nobody getting rich off open mics unless, you know, you are propagating the same system that America does, where you build your platform off the backs of people who are hungry, the people who are out here for survival, and you rake in the money. But then, do you pay your artists? Do you support your artists? Do you plug? Do you repost? Do you refer your artists that have helped build your platform? So it's the same thing. Somebody says that they're of the culture, or they're for the culture, I should say. What is the evidence of that.
Right. And how are you disrupting the status quo?
How am I disrupting the status quo? I think little by little. First and foremost, I'm me in any room that I step in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, there might be different volumes. Like sometimes I'm talking like this because I'm in the office, but when I'm on stage, I'm real loud and boisterous, and I might not even be up against the mic, you know. But I'm me in whatever room that I step in, and I take my relationships and connections very serious. I try to move in my authentic self. If somebody I feel like is asking too much of me, and I truly feel like I don't know if I can honor that in the way that you are seeing it, like we're like misaligned in this vision, then I won't move forward with it. There's no bag that's going to cost me my authenticity, and there's no bag that's going to make me associate with someone who has questionable morals or anything like that. So
I'm definitely not a slave to the money either.
Right. So for me, I feel like that's how I do that, by being my authentic self. And then when speaking of poetry in the community specifically, when I do put on events, everybody that helps me put that event on walks away with something. Even if it might just be $50 because you took tickets at the door or something. It might not be much, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, you agreed to volunteer. You wasn't expecting to pay out. But if I have that profit, that's my biggest flex. My biggest flex is not selling the event out. My biggest flex is paying every single person that lifted a finger to help me put the event on.
They call that a boss. Yeah. And speaking of these relationships, who do you want to reach out to you?
What do you mean?
You know, once they see this, who should be getting in contact with you for whatever you have going on?
Honestly, I'm not going to limit myself and say, oh, I only want curators to reach out, book me. You know, like, no, curators. Like, you know, because I'm always down to collaborate. Sometimes it's not always about being the featured artist, being the one that gets the headline the show. And quite frankly, I don't even like performing last at an event, for real. I don't mind.
For real?
Yeah, I don't.
I love shutting it down last.
Put me somewhere in the middle at the height of the energy. Don't put me on last at night, you know what I mean, where a third of the crowd done left. Because, you know what I mean, they like, look, we got to get to our next thing, or we tired. It's a Wednesday night. We got to go to work in the morning.
Right.
Like, I don't necessarily have to be the last person that performs. If you're paying me what I asked for, that's cool enough for me.
Sound good to me. Where can people follow you, find you, watch you, all that stuff?
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram at Lady Syren, and that's LadySyren. So it's just Lady Syren, but it's Syren with a Y. And if it ain't got a Y, it don't apply to me. And then you can find me at Lady Syren Speaks on TikTok. Now, I'm still working out the TikTok thing, but I'm on there. I am there, and I do pop in from time to time. I'm going to start working on posting. So whoever wants to connect and learn more about me, whoever wants to look into my work, whoever wants to see my work on their platform, be it a podcast, be it a show, be it a classroom, those are the people I want to reach out to me, people that want to connect, collaborate, and spread word.
If it all ended today and they got your name, Lady Syren, what are they going to write underneath your name? You could look at the camera and tell the people your last words that they have to remember.
Hopefully they have my tagline, the perfect blend of feminine and fire.
You deserve your flowers.
Thank you.
You're welcome.